I'm curious, and I hope that the member will give me a direct answer on this, but there's been some real concern because the way that the bill is structured does suggest, because it talks about being single payer, but very, very limited in the scope of coverage, that it could have the potential of taking away current coverage that up to 97% of Canadians already have. This is something that I'm certainly hearing about from my constituents that are concerned that by the way in which the government has brought forward not only this legislation, but the way that they've partnered with the NDP, haven't had the conversations with private plan providers and whatnot. There's real concern that Canadians will actually be worse off after the Liberals have passed this bill. So I'm hoping that member could provide some specific details around whether or not he shares that concern that up to 97% of Canadians could in fact see less coverage after this bill passes than they currently have.
Good question. Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Health.
Well, thank you very much, Speaker. And I want to say to the member directly, that is not going to happen. The choice is maintained in this bill. He asked for a direct answer, and I'm giving him the direct. In fact, at the committee, we discussed this matter at length. The minister was very clear to say that the choice will always be maintained. There is no reference, and I said this in my remarks, there is no reference to private health insurance. That is within the prerogative of individuals who have private insurance. In fact, it was also accepted by those who represented private insurance and those who were representing, such as Diabetes Canada, that they have been given that insurance and they do not see within the legislation any provision that relates to taking away of private insurance. That is how this legislation is structured, and people and Canadians across the country will be able to maintain their private insurance if they choose to.
Questions? The honourable member for Battle River Crowfoot.
So, Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the opportunity for a follow-up because that member said that they promised that it won't happen. But what assurances are that is in fact the case? Because time and time again, we see a litany of broken promises by that government partnered with their coalition partners in the NDP. What assurances are there beyond their word?